Go Team Neuron.
Go Team Neurons. I like that, Carlin. Wait. Okay. Cheers.
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 Oh, fascinating. Look,
Ooh.
the pickle juice
Cheers.
has settled to the bottom.
Pickle
Ooh.
juice, huh? Wow. Okay, I'm looking forward to hearing about your drink. That's
Oh,
interesting.
yeah. Woohoo. I guess I'll start.
Well, okay, welcome to Deep Fried Neurons, everybody.
Yeah.
Wait, what's our thing? I had a thing. We have a bunch of hang on.
It's okay, Barb. This is none of
No.
your punchlines.
I made more. Okay. Welcome to Deep Fried Neurons Friday, the Fresh Maker.
That's good.
Very good.
That's
Welcome
good.
to your 3-day weekend. 3-day weekend because somebody stumbled into this country while looking for someplace else and then killed a bunch of people.
Woohoo. Killing. No.
Anyway, I like the fact that in California it's Indigenous Peoples Day.
On
It's like
Monday.
overdue. Yeah. Super overdue.
Is it officially that?
Yeah, it's officially that.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
So,
Yeah. So what are we drinking?
I guess
Carlin.
I am drinking
Yours started spilling.
with
Beans.
B8
Ooh.
juice,
V8. And
celery bitters because we're out of celery.
bitters. Okay.
Uh,
And
Worcestershire sauce, this is not the vegan kind, so I don't think it's even vegetarian.
they have to kill a lot of Worcestershires to get Worcestershire.
Well, I think
sauce.
there's like anchovy paste or something in it, so I'm sort of breaking rules by doing that. But we have it, and so I want to use it up. And then vodka. So 1.5 of this, some of this. Oh, also
milliliters.
in the fridge.
Cubic
Also in the fridge.
Pickled cabbage juice.
I concur, Todd.
Todd's hot sauce, and I poured some in a spoon, and then I poured it from the spoon back into the jar, and then I mixed my drink with that spoon.
Oh, very good. And that particular bottle contains a mixture of like 3 or 4 different hot sauces.
Yeah. So.
This drink will never be recreated.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh man.
That's what went into the glass this week.
So it's
That
a bloody
sounds
Marjorie.
lovely. Bloody Marjorie? I like it.
I think it's good.
It has a. I like.
I think that's gonna have to be written down.
Yeah, I'm into it. That was an excellent work, Todd.
Oh, thank you.
He names things. He's the one who Todd named Deep Fried Neurons.
By accident.
By accident, walking by.
No, see, that's the thing is I just
you.
emit random crap, and it's you guys that are you two that are the ones that are like, actually filtering out the good stuff.
So we think that you have more good ideas than you do. Is this what you're telling us?
Yeah,
I think the ratio. I am particularly impressed by the ratio, but I was so impressed by the ratio, I put a ring on it. So.
Oh, I got ratioed.
You got ratioed. Anyway, what are you drinking?
Ooh.
Which
you? You, Todd, what are you drinking?
Me? Well, I'm drinking a wine called Deep Valley.
I am disappointed that you have not put a piece of tape over that and written an R.
I'm working on it. I got black and silver Sharpie, so maybe by the end of the show I'll have it done. But it's a red wine blend from Mendocino, and it was cheap. I think it's mostly Petite Syrah. It's pretty good though. So yeah, Trader Joe's delivers again with the cheap wine, and it's local. I mean, California. So,
but did they actually deliver?
Yeah.
You went.
No, we picked it up whenever we.
They didn't deliver. So they delivered, but not literally.
Well, I mean, they delivered to Pasadena, but we had to go pick it up in Pasadena.
Right.
In their store.
in their store. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Oh my gosh. We went to the store. We bought them.
Yes, yeah. We solved the last mile problem of the logistics distribution system that is Trader Joe's corporate.
With the micro, I don't understand, but it does seem like it is a default. Like, it must be store policy that every single Trader Joe's has a parking lot the size of a postage stamp. Because I have never encountered one that doesn't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're kind of lucky. The one that's it's like the new. There's like two in Pasadena or something, and the new one has like an almost enough parking, so it's hardly
It's part of a mall.
mall.
That's yeah. Those are the maybe almost different like
Yeah.
exceptions.
I mean, a mall is stretching it, but it's like the Macy's complex.
Yeah,
Strip
where the
mall?
Macy's is in Pasadena.
It's not a strip mall. It's actually like a historic, architecturally pretty nice building.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, some like streamlined, modern sort of looking thing. It's weird.
yeah,
Cool.
or Macy's.
But
Cool.
anyway, what are you drinking, Barb?
I'm drinking Moosehead Canadian Lager.
Ooh,
Ooh.
It has a moose.
moose are good.
Moose.
We could use
Moose
more
is
moose
good.
in our lives.
Yes. I also got myself in honor of a 3-day weekend a nice martini glass of Cheerios.
Ooh.
Uh-oh, you're classing it up.
I know, but I guarantee you, we should have a count. I will knock this over at least twice.
Yeah,
I know
no,
I
it seems,
will.
it
I
seems
did
like
last
martini
time.
glasses are designed for being knocked over.
Yeah.
My clumsiness plus martini glasses, just, I don't use this for drinks. Like, yeah, no, like this is seriously designed to spill.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's like, here, let me give you the largest possible like lip that you can just whoosh.
Yeah.
It needs the tiniest movement to really spill. This at least won't like sink into the carpet or whatever.
Yes.
Well, until you step on it.
Ouch.
Well, you just have to pick it up before you step on it.
Cheese carton.
It's my snack. It's my snack.
Snacks.
Yeah. Cool. What are we
Cool.
going to start with?
The terms cocktail glass and martini glass are often used interchangeably. This is the Wikipedia. It was invented in the late 19th century, fucking Victorians. It was invented so you could hold it without affecting the temperature of the drink.
Mhm.
But
Do that with a wine
provide
glass.
the most aromatic delivery to the person's face as possible. It is a modernist take on a champagne coupe.
Never heard of that.
Oh, that's the champagne glass. That's like
The broad one instead of the tall one.
the one that's
right.
You know, Leonardo
slightly
DiCaprio
less likely to spill.
Yeah. And the Gatsby movie.
Yeah. Hey, Jazz is here.
Jazz.
Oh,
Hey, Jazz.
Jazz.
Witch lights.
Who?
Yeah.
Who's
That
Twitch
is a
Lights?
person. Jazz.
Who? Jazz.
Person. Name. Jazz.
Oh, do I know this person?
Probably not. They're in the
Hi, Jazz. I'm like, why are you talking about music?
But hi, it's so nice to meet you.
This is part of the companion bots high council.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, very good.
Excellent.
Yeah. So yeah, we had there was a council meeting earlier today.
Oh, wonderful.
And we were talking about deep fried neurons. Okay, I have a question. Do you guys see this like halo light above me?
No.
No? Okay, it's just me. All right. There's like this like streak.
Fascinating,
No.
Yeah.
You're. Oh yes.
Put
Now I
You
do.
halo light below you.
No. There's like a. I don't.
There's like a. It's like the.
It's not a halo. It's not a.
No, it's just
not
a line.
halo light.
Right,
It's just
right.
a line. It's a line.
Line.
It's a
Like
blur
right.
thing from like. There's like a light on the ceiling. I just don't know.
Like
Anyway.
right there.
Somebody is stabbing me from heaven.
God is stabbing you.
That's good. So should we start? Here's the question: do we start with thanks for existing, or do we start with our projects?
Well, last week we definitely needed to start with the Thanks for Existing awards because we needed to lift the mood. I'm okay with keeping up that trend.
Okay. Hopefully we won't be needing to like raise our audiences and our own moods at the end of the stream.
Hopefully we will have. Hopefully. Who wants to go first?
I don't know. Who wants to go? I want to pull up a picture. So not me.
For a
I
project.
need to pull up a picture too.
Todd, you're up.
Looks like I'm going, and we're talking about our projects, yeah.
No, we're talking about
things that make life less shitty.
Oh,
Thanks for
crap.
Existing award.
I don't really have anything.
Okay, pull up my picture. I've already shared it. Put it up, Barb. Put it up.
Hang on. Oh, you didn't do this. Yeah.
Woohoo! She-Ra, the Princesses of Power, series on Netflix, which ended this year apparently. We had not been watching it until recently, and so we are now watching 2 episodes a night, and it is wonderful. I am not like a colors and rainbows kind of person, and I love it. It really lets that like part of me work itself out watching Netflix. It's like, I think it's lovely, and I think it's particularly lovely because I watched the original She-Ra a long time ago when it was on, and just look at the difference between like who was this for? This was not for a little girl.
Yeah.
And it's just for little white girls who are gonna have body issues.
Yeah, and also these are clearly drawn by men, like for men to look at. She's like older. She's wearing like, a tiny little skirt. She's like, all of them are like super like, ooh. There's like nothing wrong with that, but it's sort of like all of them. And then versus like, and she's wearing all their boots have heels. You can't do shit in that. I mean, maybe this one doesn't, but she's a daughter, I think, type. And so this is just so much better.
Yeah,
it's so much better, and it's
totally.
It's fun, and it's I'm really enjoying it, and I think I trust this TV show. I don't trust a lot of TV shows right now because it seems like people in Hollywood writer rooms just want to like play tricks on the viewer or like subvert their expectations or like stab them in the eye for watching. Thanks. Like I mean, so I'm fine with like thoughtful, engaging, blah blah. Like it doesn't need to be super happy. I don't need rainbows, but I don't trust a lot of writers right now to actually be good writers. And so this has been nice because it's
been burned too many times.
Burned too many times with like dumb plot twists that like make no sense with the character development. And I think actually they are doing as sweetness and light and rainbows as it is. There are character development, and not everything turns out right all the time. But everybody's really well intentioned, I think, in the end. It's amazing.
And it's funny. And
it's funny.
And
we got Barb into it.
It's thoughtful. You did. How far are you in?
We have just started season 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went through 4 episodes all at once. I'm gonna probably do more this weekend. No, I like the color scheme. Like it's not just rainbow. But like when they're on the frizz, it's like cool. Oh, did I freeze? It's this really cool, like, I don't know, I like it. Just like purples and greens and like It's like it's pretty, but not like I almost knocked it over. This close.
Uh,
It's pretty. It's pretty. I like it. It's enjoyable.
um,
And it's made by Noelle Stevenson, who is awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, she wrote a book that I haven't read yet.
Oh, really?
Ooh, now-
I'm not good at the names. For people living in California and in LA, I should get a little better at that. But all I know is I like it.
Well, I know, like she's a voice actor and she's in with the voice actor crew, so she guested on Critical Role. So that's when she first popped up on my radar.
Cool.
Anyway. But yeah, she's awesome. Anyway,
so thank you, Noelle, for existing and for like that. Sure, for existing. It's working. It's working for me. It's very helpful at night.
Nice.
How about you, Barb?
What's my thanks for existing?
Yeah.
My thanks for existing is I don't want to say a YouTube channel. It's the person who runs the YouTube channel. The channel's called Monarch's Factory. The person is named Dale Kingsmill, and she is a nerd. She's an awesome nerd. She does a fair amount of D&D stuff. She is goofy as hell. And ridiculous. And in terms of alignment, I've been calling her chaotic brainy. Because she is. She's smart, and so she does stuff about D&D. She does about like being a DM. She does stuff like mythology stuff. So like here's talking about Ragnarok, and she tells these stories that she is like clearly very, very like well educated about and loves, and tells them in like the quirkiest, most fun way. And I haven't seen this yet, this whole werewolf thing, but yeah, lots of mythology stuff, lots of like fairy tales and all kinds of cool stuff, which influence how she does her DMing for D&D. But what is my project, which I'll show in a bit, I've been working on with like her campaign discovery videos in the background. Which it's not like it's a live stream, and she's got her like chat peoples, and everybody is talking about like, okay, she has like her map of the world and her in her D&D campaign, and says like, okay, what do we want to talk about? Should we talk about this or this or this, or and then like the chat says, okay, let's talk about that. And they kind of, she talks about what she knows about the space, and then they discuss and try to figure out more details about it. And I find it really interesting and really kind of helpful when I'm doing a lot of world building stuff. It's kind of a nice background while I'm decoupaging. Yes, I like Dale Kingsmill. She's fun. She kind of embraces the fact of being imperfect.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I love it. I like it. And she's a female DM. There's not as many people in D&D that are gals, or that are just not dudes. More recently, but yeah. So that's my thing. So Todd, you have nothing. You have no reason that the world is okay.
No. Actually, I have a very good one. It's just that it's been this sort of like constant low grade noise in my life for the last, I don't know, years really, but it really actually a lot this week, and that's just sort of the general open source community, as evidenced by my interactions on GitHub. Like I maintain a couple of repositories, I've submitted to a couple of repositories, and just the like, oh, this guy just submitted improvements to one of the repos that I manage that made the thing better, and I'm like, and I just published it, and then like I submitted a little bug report that got fixed for this really big project that got fixed within like hours, and is now like in the main branch of the code. And so it's kind of cool that like, oh look, humans can collaborate, work together to make things better.
In this context, would you say that Git itself is what you're happy exists? Because how is it different from, like, say, SVN or?
No, I'd actually say more GitHub, because Git before
Mhm.
GitHub was not that interesting. Like
Mhm.
GitHub does a lot of stuff in its website for how it represents the state of the repository, and like the changes that people want to make to it, and lets you have discussions about proposed changes.
Mhm.
That's really rich, because like every comment is a full markdown document, so you can
Mhm.
put in images and code samples and all this other stuff, instead of just like
Gosh, I
back in the
didn't
old
really do
days.
that.
Yeah, yeah. So back in the old days, it was all just mailing lists, right? It was all just
Mhm.
text, and it was really hard to sort of get across things. Whereas like now, I was able to post a screencast of of the problem I was seeing, and so everyone else could go, "Oh, I see what that problem is." Whereas like trying to describe that over text by itself was just really hard.
Cool.
Hmm.
And so, yay for human collaboration making the world slightly better
Yay!
via GitHub.
Progress.
Yes, and now I'll take my Microsoft money. Thank you.
Oh,
Hmm.
But yeah, so
yeah.
hopefully,
Microsoft actually is I think, making an effort to no longer be the evil empire, which I think they are not there yet. But I think some of the progress in some of the different departments, it's a huge company, are making different kinds of progress, including the whole giving people potentially flexible work hours for working from home
mhm,
without having to ask their manager about it, which is
yeah,
huge.
yeah,
Actually treating the
especially
adults that
for
work for them as adults.
mhm. Yeah, especially for Microsoft, because I heard their whole corporate lifestyle until very recently was everyone got their own office,
Mhm.
which is it was very anti Google in that way, um, but if like one of your main perks is that you get your own office when you're hired, and then like I can see that being a real big corporate shift from like, oh, now you can work
Well,
from
they're
home. It's
paying.
like,
They're gonna front money for people who need to build home offices as part of the.
that's great. That's great.
Yeah, so I feel like they're like, so it's nice to see um, bleak, soulless, terrible companies can actually maybe become better. And it's nice. It's nice to have that trajectory
Yeah.
visible, that a company, while not having achieved everything, is trying.
Yeah, I don't this year has made me realize, not because of the pandemic, but just because of companies being jerks, that I no longer want to put my trust into any company long term. And so I'm very much holding GitHub at an arm's length in a way, because yes, I love currently what it's capable of, but who knows? Currently, Microsoft is a very good steward of it, but that could change in an instant.
Yeah,
These
have no
but and so
heroes.
but we have an existence proof of a tool that lets people work together very efficiently, and so we can
Yeah,
create that somewhere else if Microsoft decides to be bad with Git
yeah,
with GitHub.
So you like the
So yeah,
concept of it as it exists in this current place,
yeah.
and that could be recreated elsewhere if that goes
Hopefully,
sour.
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. I
Okay,
was kind of
good.
hoping that like
Sure it
That
would.
GitLab or some of these other Git repository uh, holders would become as good as Git in that regard, but
Okay.
I've not seen anything that's been as nice for community building as GitHub. So, but yay GitHub.
Give it
Hopefully will
up.
last.
But what were you working on GitHub all this week? Lots of.
Yeah.
So
Show
tell
us
us
your
Oh,
about what you
things.
worked on.
Cool.
are we talking about projects now?
Yeah, let's
Yes,
Is
get
that
into
the
good
project.
segue.
All right? So, couple things. So I've been playing around with Circuit Python a lot, which is a Python for little Arduino-sized computers, and and I've decided this month of October I'm going to make spooky Circuit Python. Here you're seeing my scare quotes here. Spooky Circuit Python. And the first thing I did was this little thing, which doesn't look like anything much until I put this on it, and then it doesn't look like much because of all stupid lights blowing out the exposure.
Wait, what?
But it's
Let's
it's
go.
a small
Oh,
fire simulation.
yeah. Oh, that's great.
And this is basically 3 lines of CircuitPython. And because all it's really doing is creating a random orange pixel and then shifting that pixel down and fading it out to black. But you do that and it looks kind of like a fire. And there's no circuitry here. It's literally just the board and the LEDs, and of course it's still blown out. Um, but yeah, so like this would be a great little like several dollar like what is that, maybe $10 dynamic light for your jack-o'-lantern or something. So
Yeah.
that's this one. And then the other one was also a little demo of how to make a tiny thing. This is a little spooky eye with two micro servos. Spoopy. And so, oh, where's it in focus? Where am I in focus? Here we go. Oh, it's looking around. It's looking at you. Oh, 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 And so this is just two micro servos hot glued together, and it's also running like about a 10-line CircuitPython program. But yeah, that's so yeah. So CircuitPython has been. What, oh, sorry. What was that, Barb?
No. You continue. I'll ask after.
Oh, so CircuitPython is in active development. Like it's been evolving like crazy, and they're currently working on the version 6 of it. And there's this problem where, because like the way you edit CircuitPython is the little computer shows up as a thumb drive on your desktop, and you just edit a file called code.py. And when you save it, it's supposed to like restart the chip and run your new program. There was a small little problem where it wouldn't always do that, where like you save the file and it wouldn't do the auto reload that it should do. And so my experience, just like last night and today, was I said, hey, look, here's what I'm seeing is this problem where you save and it doesn't always reload. And then one of the main developers came in and said, oh, I think I know what the problem is. Within like about 2 hours, submitted a fix that got merged into the main branch, which I then tested, and I was like, yep, that's the fix, or at least works for me. And they did other tests, and so it's like going to be in the next version of CircuitPython. So I contributed.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hey.
But yeah, so that was my 2 little projects, little fire and little spooky eyeball. And then hopefully I'll be doing a couple more. I've got a couple other ideas that'll be going on over the weeks.
That's very
Hey,
cool.
Todd, check what network you're on.
What's that?
Check what network you're on.
I'm on the back network. Is it crappy quality?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I'm kind of resigned at this moment that things are going to be gnarly.
Whatever.
But that's just because my internet is shit.
Yeah. See, like for me right now, Barb looks great and Carlin looks crappy. So.
Oh yeah.
Right now I look okay, but you guys look crappy. But of course, I'm gonna look.
Okay. I do too. It's hard to see. You can't tell when you look crappy.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, this is why I've got Twitch actually open another window so I can watch what it looks like.
There you go.
And yeah,
well,
and
chat can also tell us if we look like shit.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Barb's okay. Everybody else is crappy. That's crazy. I never look okay. Oh, we lost Carlin. Okay. Okay, I have a question. Why or what was your here, wait, let's get Carlin in here. And then let me fix this. There we go. Okay.
Better? That's better.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, that looks all better.
I think it might be you can't move too much, because if you move too much then the quality goes down. But,
that did just make it harder because you can't reuse a lot of those pixels.
Exactly. It's MPEG. So, yeah.
And it gets apparently because you, as soon as you did that, you got cranky again, and it continued to be cranky.
Yeah.
So you're still kind of That's weird. That's interesting.
Yeah.
This is a bizarrity of StreamYard, presumably.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to ask, on your eyeball, I'm wondering if there's a reason why you decided to attach the servo to the servo horn, rather than putting the bottom servo in the center of the eye, so that it would like pivot just all in the same.
Oh, because then actually it wouldn't pivot at all. So if you look, let's see if it'll focus. So if this servo if this if like the eyeball is on the bottom, then the other servo wouldn't actually turn the eyeball; it would just turn the servo.
Good point.
If that makes any sense.
No, that makes 100% sense. I don't know why that didn't occur to me, but yeah.
No. The funny thing is, I actually hot glued it that way to start, and I was like, oh.
Oh, that doesn't work.
The eyeball was static, and the servo was going. Because
I was thinking about it, I'm like, it's a little bit odd because it moves. Although if it were like embedded in something like a head, like that would be kind of creepy. That like the eyeball is like poking out of the head.
Yeah. So if you look at the real ones, you'll notice they have like a little sort of armature that goes off where the servo is connected to, and then the eyeball comes back, and that's how they were able to do it. So that the eyeball's rotation is all centered in the center of the eyeball. But
yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah. Carlin, I see that you have a window up. Do you want to go next? Unless Todd,
I do want to go next.
Okay. Boom.
Bam.
Bam. Carlin it up a notch.
Actually, what you should do first is make me big.
Make you big?
Make me big.
Okay. Here's you. Oh my gosh. It's the cabinets. We see the cabinets. We see the reflection of... Presumably you're not trying to show reflections.
What are you
trying to show the actual thing. All right. Still do it bigger. Still do it bigger. Maybe this will work. Can you see the screen? No.
There you go.
Can see
Can you see the blue line?
It's a very faint.
Yes.
It's sort of figuring out where my face is. Sort of. It's sort of. That's as far as I got. So last week I thought, I was like, oh, I'm going to do a different theme every week. And I realized that if I'm going to, that I don't want to do a theme every week. I'm going to stick with the first theme, which is mumming and guising. The making a costume. But the costume is going to be a Swift app where it will draw something where your face is. And there are lots of ways to do this. But for me, I'm making it a little hard for myself, and then I want to use Swift UI as much as possible. And a lot of the video processing stuff and video stuff is like not in Swift UI. Right? You can make me put the code up. It's bigger. So code.
There we go. Code.
So the first thing you got to do is wrap a Swift UI, a UI view, which is the older way of handling things from Swift UI, in a something called a UI view controller representable that can then pass that view back up to Swift. Here's that camera feed. And so I think that's kind of funny that the first thing I had to do was put my UI view in a costume. It's like my UI view is wearing a Swift costume. Swift UI costume. Which I think is sort of like...
I'm really one of these objects.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the first thing. There's like about 5 different ways to get face data, I think, in like Swift, which is different than Swift UI. There's like about 5 different ways to get Swift. I am doing something like the most basic, in that there is something called a, you'll see I'm passing, I want a face, code type, space. What does that mean? If you go to this, there's something called AV capture metadata output, which will find things like QR codes and barcodes and faces and cat bodies and people. And then if it's a QR code, you can send back a string. And if it's a face, object. You can send back a bunch of different things about the face, like is it tilted or something like that. But mostly it's the bounds. There are fancier core image face will give you landmarks. There are other fancier things, but I just wanted to get the bounds. And honestly, I'm having a hard time getting the bounds to translate correctly. Yeah, so doing some things. I could talk about this for a long time, but there's something a little glitchy about it. It's weird. It's like the X and Y coordinates are swapped. So there are some things going on that I have to work on, and eventually I'll be able to. That's where I am. The end. Any questions?
The end. When can I wear someone else as like a costume?
I know, that's what I'm working on. I'm working at it. I put some of the tutorials I used, I put in the blog post. Hacking with Swift has been.
Because, Carla, did you say, and I missed, what your actual intention is with this app?
To be able to find a face and like draw a mask where the face is.
Yeah.
Which if I wasn't committed to using Swift UI, would probably be done by now. Honestly, but
and now I'm terrified of the thought of you doing this and us being able to wear each other as masks.
So if you give me an image of your face, then yes, for sure. This isn't like what I'm doing is not deep fake level.
Of course, of course. Yeah, neither is wearing someone's skin as a mask.
Right.
I think you got to make a She-Ra mask, like as Matt Pinner says. You got to make a She-Ra Swift little mask that you can put on your face.
I love it. No, I can totally do that. So the
little
thing
wings on your head.
If I can't figure this out, well, I can do. Yeah, there's a lot of, it's really interesting stuff. So, I did go to the effort to make sure that there was if it's not on the device, you can see it. This is supposed to be a camera feed, but you are on the simulator, which is, I think, is a nice touch. Was target environment.
That was what was in the image on the blog post.
Yeah. So you really want to. It's an interesting, there are wrappers around wrappers in all of this, and how you pass the information around is really interesting, and how to jam one way of thinking and passing information around into another one is sort of interesting. This is a fairly complicated way to do it. It's sort of it's got all the functions. And the blog post, I linked to some simpler ways to do it. But I've been really well educated this week on all this stuff. But I'm just not, there's something I'm not about the bounds of the geometry reader, the transform. You can draw into the video itself. So if I was trying to capture this masked me into a saved file, I would not do it this way at all. I would stay in the video file and draw on an image layer that's in the video file, which they give you access to. But I'm trying to push it up to Swift UI as quickly as possible. And that's biting me in the ass, because positions and geometries are like some things I'm not understanding something correctly, because you get a scalar back. Anyway, that's it. It's very all very like the back end of things at the moment. Glitchy, but I was very excited to get both the camera stream up and glitchy rectangles on it. That was like a lot of work.
No, totally.
Yeah,
I mean, just being able to like have the video and be able to draw on top of it seems pretty cool.
Yeah,
for sure.
So
I'm impressed.
But like a year from now, it'll be like an hour-long project. This week it was a week. So
This week it was a good mental challenge.
Yeah, it was a good. It's all stuff that I need to be able to understand. So none of it was wasted.
Nice.
But nothing spooky, no eyeballs rolling around, and certainly no
Not
beautiful
yet.
mess like Barb has.
Not yet. Oh, are we switching
what's
over?
Barb up to?
Yeah.
Spoopy.
Okay, so initially, like what I said last week, is that I wanted to do audio. I mean, I might do some of that at some point, but then I decided I got a lot of shit to do, and I have another project that I've already started. And why the heck should I not? But I want to take it beyond where I was planning on doing it before. So this would be a really good forum for me to do that. So I've begun as part of this one Twitter challenge that like wound up having 2 people in it. I know it was really intense. A dragon head mask. And so I started out. Did I show this on the stream before? I don't remember. I might have. It's thinking. Do you see it yet? No, there we go. Okay.
Oh, I see it now.
So I started with this little tiny. I kind of wanted to go a little bit.
Your head's bigger than that.
Yeah. I noticed that too. I started this and I'm like, wait, this isn't gonna work. Like, So yeah, I kind of wanted to go a little bit along the lines of like, like a geometric kind of sketch sort of situation. And so I put this, and I had no idea what it was going to look like. So I made it really small so that I can make a pattern out of it, which I now have.
Smart.
Yeah. And then, and I wanted to, be able to open and close. So I made this little guy, which looks horrible with just like paperboard and masking tape, but whatever. So I did that. And then I started putting it together larger with corrugated cardboard because I've been doing a whole lot of cardboard construction, and part of my goal with this was to do it with most recycled materials or as much as possible. So, and because I've got like just a fuck ton of cardboard around, oh my gosh, I have so much cardboard, just all the cardboard. So challenge accepted. So I made that, and then I built the big thing. And then I haven't completed it yet. And this is not going to be the entire month. This is going to be maybe a little bit into next week. But it's this thing, and it's like 3 feet long. It's very large. Here, let me go full screen here before I show you the thing. So.
Wow.
This is the current state of it.
So good.
It's this big thing, and like it started out mostly as cardboard. Started out as cardboard. I did like I kind of paper mached like butcher paper over it. Looking a little bit better. And then I've been decoupaging other paper over it, a combination of like cutouts from magazines. There's like if you can see it, there's like a apartment building with red bricks there, and somebody's hand. And then actually, this is kind of fun. I went digging around some National Geographics. Barb makes dragon. I like it. I found some like lava, like volcano, and like Vikings articles that had like really cool pictures with like fire and shit. And so I put those on so the horns are like all flamey. And so it's a combination of magazine pages and a bunch of
Love it.
It looks so
mulberry
sturdy.
paper and whatnot. that has just been kicking around. It's pretty damn sturdy. Here, let me show you the interior, because I'm like, okay, this has to be strong, but like, I mean, I've got a lot of practice with cardboard construction, so I can do this pretty decently.
Wow.
And I've,
The
so
ribs.
I have the side pieces. Yeah, there's there's supports here. There's a whole lot of L braces, all through it. There's a spot for my head there, so I can put this on. I can't hear a damn thing once I do, but anyway, turn up sound. Okay, here we go. And it fits quite nicely, actually. It's not that heavy because it's cardboard. And the mouth opens and closes.
That's beautiful.
Which I did with it's like soda cap or soda, like a pop top contain. What are those freaking things called? Like the pop top openers. And then there's wire in between. So there's one on either side. Because I couldn't just do like regular brass fasteners. So I just, I made do. And it actually kind of works. I want to get some kind of mechanism in here so that I can open it and close it.
Like with your mouth?
That would be the best if I could, like, as I talk, it just talks as I'm speaking. It's like the dragon's talking.
You made another one.
I did. The little one?
Yeah, is that available?
Yeah. So so this is the big one. I still have to do some more. Let me finish talking about
No,
this.
the one for Zoom meetings.
I know. I will show you that.
Okay.
Talking about this because I'm gonna do. I also want to do some stuff with paint on top of it and like make a stencil and do like a dry brush like pattern of scales. Yeah, we'll see. I'll show it next week. And then lights. Like I might actually steal Todd's code for the fire because I think that would be super awesome in there. I want to put lights in the eyes and maybe have some kind of like fire looking thing happening from the inside. Why did I do this? Because I still need to have my headphones off. So it's in progress.
It's just so nice to see. Anyway, go ahead, please.
Yeah, no, the idea, part of the other thought of it is that, I can wear this, in any kind of Zoom meeting, which I totally couldn't. But now I've got it. So I made just like a smaller one. Also, you can't hear a damn thing in there, especially if you're like working with kids and they have masks on and they mumble and it's hard enough to hear them. You can't hear anything. So if I've got this, my ears are exposed. It's not like all enclosed. And I, again, almost knocked that over. So this is another thing.
That's excellent.
So someone just pointed out nightshotjr.com, which is hilarious. As I watched Dallas with my mom and my sister every night that was on when I was younger, that your headphone cozies are port and starboard.
That's what I'm wondering. I here. Wait. Let me get out of.
Sorry.
There we go. Okay. I don't understand.
Oh, port side's green. Port left is green, and the right is sort of reddish.
Oh.
Port.
Starboard,
is it?
port.
Or is it starboard?
Did I accidentally make it like cool and fancy?
Oh, I don't know.
Multiple colors. They are multiple colors. I don't know if anybody's seen it. Like the actual original stuff wore off, and then it was just weird and looked really ugly. So I crocheted covers for them. But yes, max size, not max sized. Oh, I see. The whole room I'm in.
Anyway,
okay.
The whole trajectory of the little model for the big one, and then the big one, and then you're like, well, this is great for what that is, but then I need this other iteration on it. The whole the whole investigatory series of what does it mean to have a cardboard dragon in your life and on your head, and it's really cool.
I mean, I just make the stuffs. I did this one or most of this one on the on Amy's Art Cabaret last Saturday. And then I did some more today during the Bot High Council meeting. This part. It needs eyes. I started out with like little eyes, and I'm like, no. They have to be like massive eyeballs, like this big or something. This has got to be ridiculous. Like, okay, the big one is meant to be kind of scary looking. This is meant to be ridiculous. Oh, and I didn't even
But that's the one with teeth, Barb.
Huh? It's got teeth, but it also has a lower jaw too.
Okay.
Which doesn't have teeth yet, but
But do you have ones for your cats too?
Again, almost knocked it over. That would be great. Wait. Oh, it's hard to get my glasses on in there.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. A dragon with glasses.
Yeah. Oh, I could do that. I could put glasses on the big one here. Oh my gosh, huge glasses. I am so on board. I'm doing that. There it is. That's the plan. See, it's hard to get this to go over my glasses.
I love
Design iteration needs to be had.
I love it.
I just like putting shit on my head.
Yeah, the nice thing about the bottom jaws is the way it disappears up into the top there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
good.
I'm like, oh, that's handy.
Let's
get it out of the way.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'll add the teeth, but it's got to be able to just disappear. Yeah, so that's my thing. I've got some other ideas for ways to complete the dragon costume. It's not going to look like an actual dragon. It's gonna be different. Partly because that's a big damn project, but also because that's not what I was thinking about. I have an image in my head of a photograph that I want, being a costume with this head of a dragon. Is
that something you're comfortable?
I could tell you about it if you want. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have the photograph? Is it a literal photograph?
It's just in my head.
Okay, sorry. That's I was a little confused whether it was a literal, like a picture in your head or a picture.
There's a picture in my
head.
Yeah.
I have thoughts about how to, what I want it to look like. This photograph, which ish clothing. Oh no! Did I go away? Am I back? Okay. Ish. We will all celebrate the day that I get new internet. I lost my train of thought because my internet disrupted it.
Anyway, so what's your next step for next week? What's your next step?
Next step is probably going to be the red leather jacket. I got to finish this, maybe add some lights, but the red leather jacket, there's a red leather jacket that's going to be involved, and then there's going to be a 3D printed necklace. So we'll see which one goes first. But
how about you, Todd? What are your next steps?
So I think I want to make something that is a sort of like piezo knock detector that then triggers something spooky, which I don't know what yet is something spooky. And then I think I might want to steal something that John Park is working on, which he made this spider-looking MIDI controller out of a Adafruit Cutie Pie board. So maybe I'll steal that, or maybe not. I don't know. But it looks pretty cool. It looks like I'm sure we'll see it next week. It's all spidery.
Nice.
And it seems on theme for this week,
totally.
for this month.
What are you aiming to get done next week, Carlin?
So I have a few more budgeted hours for figuring out this, lining up the rectangles with a face. That said, I am gonna like tap out on that and focus on drawing the mask itself first. After, like next week, I'll get a mask drawn regardless of whether or not it's actually able to line up with anyone's face yet or not. To sort of figure out what those problems are going to be. Yes.
Face lineup is good.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm totally using your fire.
It's good fire.
Like the things that what I had in mind, because I've gotten these LEDs. I mean, like, you know, I could use 2812s and do a whole thing. But I also have these LEDs from Evil Mad Scientist.
The candlelight.
They just make fire.
The candlelight ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I have some of those.
Well, yeah, that's probably the simpler solution.
Yeah.
It's definitely the simpler solution. The only problem is I don't have, like, when I got them, can you see it flickering?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got orange ones and white ones, and I think I've used up all of the orange ones.
Oh no.
Also,
that's
it's not quite as cool as Todd's. Like that looks like freaking flame. This is just flickers.
Freaking flame.
Freaking flame, man. There we go. You can kind of see it.
Weren't you mentioning something about doing smoke somehow?
Okay. So, like the real stretch goal, which I'm probably not going to do, is getting like a is using like an what do you freaking call them? Like the e-cigarette daily bobbers,
pen, like that e-cigarette pen, yeah,
like thing, yeah, vape pen thing. But what I can definitely do in this photograph that I keep talking about is, like, you know, get the whole costume together, take a picture. Yes, vape pen, diffuser, that thingy majigger. And then Photoshop smoke coming out of the mouth and out of the and I'd be holding like a cigarette or something too. I wouldn't be using actual stuffs. I can't do like smoke stuff. I got crap lungs, and I don't smoke because I got crap lungs, and it's not good for you. But yeah, whatever. I am 2 beers in and have only had a little bit of Cheerios.
Oh no!
Need more carbos.
This is why your martini classic.
Oh, speaking of carbos, I'm gonna leave that. I want to mention this. This is not my thank you for existing. I maybe should have said this for my thank you for existing, but there were I ordered very, very expensive pierogies from a restaurant in New York that I used to love called the Salka. And it was pretty. So anyone knows good pierogies in LA, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to order pierogies from New York. But it was lovely to have these like great pillows of potato yumminess. Carbs are good right now.
Carbs are excellent.
Carbs are good. Conditions don't count. They do not count. This is pierogies are the thing. I may have to learn it. They are a food group. They're a different food group.
Different food group. See, what I want is I want to find a good Swedish bakery, which I think there is one up in like Montrose or something. Or Glendale, somewhere up there.
You're looking for a call out. So my call out is for
yes, we've been there.
Barb is for Swedish. So Todd, what's your carb desire?
Mashed potatoes. Yeah. Pot of mashed potatoes.
The spelling for the New York place is Veselka, VES ELKA. It's open till like 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I think it's open 24 hours. Actually, this is yes. Oh, that's right. You're in New York. Go to Vesalka like now, like tonight. It's still open. It's always open. This was it's really utility.
Things keep popping up. Go away. Stop.
Yeah.
There we go.
Anyway, so Todd likes mashed potatoes. I like mashed potatoes when they're in a pierogi. Barb is aiming for.
I like all the things, but the one that I always think about because it's a freaking seasonal like bread item is saffron buns with like the little raisins in it. It's like a Christmas time thing. It's like Santa Lucia, very Swedish. Like, oh, they're so freaking good. I need to learn how to make them. Yes, that's it. Barrelina Bakery.
Yep,
That's
we've
the
been
one.
there.
I need to
It's
go
good.
there.
Yep.
Are they
very
open
good.
right now?
I think so. Yeah.
But they don't have them all the time. They don't have them year round. It's seasonal.
Yeah.
So
Ooh, seasonal
I'm-
food, man.
I know. Like I'm assuming that they're good. Oh man, I freaking want saffron buns.
All right.
Plus, they have a nice little like outdoor area. You can just chill out and just have your bakeries while you're there. Yeah, it was like we totally just kind of stumbled upon it and it was like, what? Why is
Oh,
it
is
this?
this the one?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
this the one next to the German supermarket?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yep. Yeah, it's
All
so
right.
good.
The way it was
Going.
related, yes, upvote. All right, two
Yeah.
carbs.
Two
To
carbs.
carbs. All right, thanks folks for tuning in. We'll see you next Friday when we're doing more Halloweeny stuff. Cause fun.
Weenie.
All right.
You said weenie.
All
Cheers.
right. Cheers. Bye.